Hey everyone, this is Maddie Hollingshead. I am Angela Tippett's daughter. She is our Superstar Director of the Awesome Group, and I've been her assistant now for a couple years. So I'm going to do this project broadcast tutorial with you. We're just going to cover some basics and get some things that we can do while you're watching this training and be able to use project broadcast a little more effectively, hopefully. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, I'm going to share my screen with you. Go here, share that. Okay. All right, so just some basics, our cost and why we use Project Broadcast. So it's about $18 a month for 500 initial messages. When you send your initial message, you're going to pay for that, and then the back and forth communication is free. So when your customer or team member responds, and then you respond back to them, that part is free. Project Broadcast is great to help automate your follow-ups and keep your customers informed. So you have things coming up, launches coming up, you can send out a message to your customers and just let them know, hey, this is coming up. Let me know if I can get it ordered for you. It's great to keep your business communications organized. So when you send a text message out, it'll keep a thread between you and the person that you're messaging. And then it's all organized when you log into your Project Broadcast account. It can also be a great way to keep in touch with your team members and help keep them motivated and organized as well. So some terminology with Project Broadcast, you have campaigns, and that's a series of messages. We're going to go over these first four here. We'll go over that in this training. So campaigns, series of messages, you can send a scheduled message that goes out at a specific date and time. Under chat, you have your message threads, and under content is where you can add your attachments, your photos, you can add your website or a URL to a specific product. You can add a template, so if you know you're going to be sending a thank you frequently, you can add it to a template, and then when you go to send a message, you can just upload the template. That way you don't have to type things out every single time. QR codes, Project Broadcast can generate those for you. And then under content, there's a section called bundles. And under the bundles, you can add codes from other Scentsy consultants or other direct sales consultants if you want to try using one of their campaigns. There's a great resource on Facebook, the Scentsy Project Broadcast page. If you're not a member of this one, I definitely recommend it. It has a whole bunch of different options to try with Project Broadcast once you get the basics down. If you want to try some things that other Scentsy consultants have used that have helped their business, this is a great page to find some of those. And then things we're not going to go over today, keywords, when you say reply with blank, which is your keyword to be added to this campaign or for these series of messages, we're not going to go into that today. You could do a whole presentation just on that. So we're not going to do that today. And then app flows, I'm not going to go into that either. That could be multiple trainings on that. And then spaces, you can do discussions there, but we're not going to go into that either. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to upload contacts to your Project Broadcast account. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to run some reports on your workstation. You're going to export your contacts, and then you're going to export your team. And so you'll have two Excel sheets, and we are gonna share those. I'm gonna go over to Microsoft here. Okay, so in your Excel sheet, you are gonna add a column. And this will look different for each of you depending on how many contacts, how many team members, what columns you selected. The most important, you need to make sure you have their name, their phone number, and then their email if you want, but mostly their name and their phone number. So after their name, you're gonna insert a column here. And I'll pop up on the left. If they have just a first and last name, one blank column will be enough. If they have a middle name listed, you'll need to add a second blank column. That's just so that when we separate the first and last name, it doesn't spread into your other data points. So add one column, two if you need. And we're doing some of these Excel things so that when we upload this into Project Broadcast, it goes a little more smoothly. So you'll want to separate their first and last name. And to do that, you're going to go up to Data and then click Text to Columns. Okay, text to columns. Keep the delimited one highlighted, hit next, click on space, next, and then you could do general or text. I don't think it really matters. Mine's set on general, so I'll just use that one. And then you'll hit finish. And just like that, it's separated your first and last names. Make sure you update those. First name, last name. Okay, and then at the end, you're going to want to add another column. I would call it tag. And then here is where you're going to tag this Excel sheet with what it is. So are these customers or are these team members? You'll just write that here, customer, and then you'll copy and paste that for the rest of those columns. So these are all tagged now as customers, and I'll show you why here in a second, why that's important in Project Broadcast. So once you do that, you're going to save it as a CSV file. That is what Project Broadcast will take. So you'll change your file format if you need to. I have a Mac, and so it automatically saves it as an Excel workbook, and I have to change mine to a CSV file. So once you do that, you're going to hit save. Yes, okay, and then you're going to minimize this. And we're going to go back to Google Chrome. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to go to Project Broadcast. You're going to go to Audience and go to Contacts. You're going to select your file that you're going to import. If this doesn't pop up, you'll hit these three little dots up here, and those will take you to the import your contacts. So then you're going to click on your file, and you're going to match everything up. So make sure your phone number is matched with your phone number, email if you added that, and then your first name is your first name, your last name is your last name, and tags. I'm going to go back up to this one, tags. You're going to make sure you add tag in that tags, and it'll tag each of these contacts as a customer, and then tag all of your team members as team members, and that will help keep things more organized in your contacts list. So tag, every time you add a contact list, an Excel sheet into your contacts, I would tag them so you know where these people are coming from, whose phone numbers are, why do you have them, what are you using them for? So tag them, that'll help keep things organized. If you added their birthday or their Scentiversary, you can add that here, their birthday up here. And then there's a whole bunch of other custom fields that you can add if you so choose. That's under your settings if you wanted to change those. And then you're gonna hit import. Okay, so now we've imported our contacts, and that's what this slide is going over. This is just, if you want to go back through the training and do it, you can follow along with me, or you can go ahead and read this slide. Dynamic fields, these are really important to make sure your messages are going through. So cell phone carriers will sometimes tag messages and not let them go through if they feel like they're automated. And the way that we kind of get around that is by adding dynamic fields to make it personalized. So the easiest one to do is adding someone's first name into the message. You're going to add, and I'll have an example next of what that looks like, but you'll add your contact's first name. You could add their Scentiversary, whatever. This slide has a whole bunch of options that you can add as dynamic fields into your messages. So if you know you're going to be sending something out regularly, you can upload a template, you can make your own. So by doing that, you'd go to Content, in Project Broadcast: content, message templates, and then add a template. This one would be great if you want to say, hey, thank you for your order. So what you would do is make this template up. You would say, hey, first name, and this is exactly how you type it out so that it creates a dynamic field. It'll fill in their first name for you. So it'll be the two little squiggly parentheses. Sorry, I don't know what they're called. And it'll be lowercase FIRST, capital NAME. And then you can type your message. This is Angela Tippett. I just wanted to check in, make sure you're loving your new Scentsy goodies. Did everything arrive okay? And then when you go to send this out to schedule it, you'll go to schedule. Add the little plus sign. You can add your template with this little icon here. Add your contact and then date and time that you want to send it. Okay, and this, so that's one way to use a template, and then we just kind of went over how to schedule it. So you'll click on automation, schedule, add the little plus sign, add your template. So another message you could schedule is a 2-month follow-up. So your customer orders and you can send that initial thank you message. And then this one would be great to say, hey, I'm putting in an order soon. Do you need me to stock up on anything, on any bars or scent circles, whatever? So you'll type in your message or you'll insert a template, and it's this little icon right there. And you'll schedule it for 2 months after their delivered date or after you send that initial thank you. That's another great way to use Project Broadcast. Okay, a drip campaign. These feel really overwhelming, but here is a really simple way to do it. So, for example, you run a report of who's being terminated September 1st, and then you want to remind them in 90 days they can join back for free. So you'll run your report on your workstation, go back into Excel, fix their first name, last name, add a tag that says termination September 1st, 24. Make sure you save it as a CSV file and then upload it into your contacts in Project Broadcast. So once you have your contacts in there of who you want to add to this campaign, then you'll make the campaign. So you'll do that by going to campaigns and then the little plus sign here. You're going to add the campaign, a drip. So as you can see, there are tons of different campaigns that you can add. We like to use the birthday one, and the anniversary we use as Scentiversaries. So we send message to our team members for their birthdays and for their Scentiversaries. You can do it with your customers depending on how often you want to message them or stay in contact with them. That's up to you. For this example, the termination 90-day join back, we're going to do a drip message. Okay. So to do your messages, you're going to hit manage. A little plus sign in the corner. You're going to call this one your initial message. Termination. You can add your message. So this is an example of the message that you could type out. Good morning. That dynamic field, first name, it'll fill in their first name. This is Angela Tippett. I'm super bummed you're no longer with Scentsy, but I totally get that it's all about timing. If you would like to stay in the Scentsy now, I'd love to add you to my customer group or mailing list. Just let me know. So you could add that into there. And then your day delay. So if you set your day delay as 0, it'll send it out automatically. If you send it as day 1, and the time as 11 a.m., if it's past 11 a.m., it'll send it immediately. If it's before 11 a.m., it'll send it out 11 a.m. that day. And if you set day 2 delay, it'll go out tomorrow at 11 a.m. So that's how that works. I usually do day 2, 11 a.m., and then any keywords you would add in here, but we're not going to do that right now. So that'll be message 1. You'll hit save. You hit the little check mark here. And then you're going to add a second message. So you'll add the little plus sign again. And this one would be 90-day join back. And then your second message would be this one. Hey, dynamic field, first name. If you've been tossing around the idea of coming back to Scentsy, you can officially reopen your Scentsy account for free since it's been 90 days. If that's something you'd like to do, please reach out to me for help. So you'd enter that in. Day delay, 91 days, 92 days. Doesn't really matter, whatever you want to do. And then a time, 11 a.m. is a great time. So you can add that. So that's an example of a really easy 2-message drip campaign, just to get you started on those. Okay, and last but not least, I just wanted to go over some suggested uses, things that you can do. We went over a thank you for your order after it's been ordered or after it's been delivered. We've talked about the 2-month follow-up. If, I'm sending it, I'm putting an order in. If you need to restock up on anything, just let me know. Shipped orders, letting them know that their order has been shipped or delivered. Follow up a couple days after delivery, make sure everything got there okay. Another great use is to remind them of the last day to shop before Christmas so they can have Christmas delivery. That's a little early, but it's coming up. I love brag tag follow-up saying, hey, I saw that you got your products. I would love if you wanted to share it on social media and tag me. A new launch, you could schedule a message to go out saying, hey, we have our new catalog coming up this month. Everything, or here's a list of some items that are currently 10% off, things like that. Birthdays, anniversaries, you can schedule those. Drip campaigns are great for parties. If you're hosting a party, you can have it dripped out each day of that week that you have the party going on, of games or interactions or specials, whatever. You can drip those out during a party. Welcome back to new recruits. Welcome back to old recruits and new recruit reminders saying, hey, you're working on your sensational start. Here are some great ways to accomplish your goals. Same with team motivation. Drip messages are great for that if you want to send one out every 30 days, an inspirational quote or a suggestion to keep them active and to help them reach their 200 PRV, whatever. Drip campaigns are really great for that too. So that's how we use Project Broadcast in a lot of ways. There are so many more ways. Like I said, that Scentsy Project Broadcast group is a great resource if you want to try some new campaigns, things that have worked for other people's businesses. That all can be found on that Scentsy Project Broadcast page. Or when you have specific questions, that page is a great resource, or you can always reach out to me or Angela or your sponsor, whoever. So yeah, that's our Project Broadcast 101 training. Let us know below in the comments if you have any other questions.